Okay, so it's just after 4. I decided I was going to do some of the engine brackets, pulleys, that sort of a thing today. Well, in the meantime, my valve covers and oil pan are soaking in my parts washer. See if that'll solve some of that RTV off. Now, I decided to use some reuse some pulleys. I bought new ones, but they weren't quite what I wanted. Here's a good example. This is the original idler pulley for the tensioner, and this is what came with the tensioner. Not quite 100% what I wanted. You know, this one has a groove on it, whereas this one's flat, and I assume there's a good reason for that. I decided I went and I pressed out the old bushing out of the old bearing out of this pulley, and pressed out the new one. So I'll press this back into the old pulley, and everything should be like brand new. Now, I tried a couple of things for removing the RTV. Like I said, I've got the oil pan and the valve covers, well, they're underneath the filthy Varsol that's in here. So I tried a couple of things for removing the RTV. I read somewhere online that somebody used acetone. Somebody said lacquer thinner. Tried both of those, didn't work. Right now, like I said, the tins there are soaking in my parts washer, which is actually full of Varsol. And that seems to be taking it off. I also tried aircraft stripper, but I didn't have much luck with that. It just kind of just did nothing really, which surprised me. I thought that stuff was supposed to be good for pretty much everything. In any case, I'm going to hit these things with some primer, and then in a couple hours I'll paint these parts behind me. There we go, 2 coats of primer. Another 2 hours, I'll hit them with the top coat. Okay, new fuel pump's on. Well, the parts pile is gradually diminishing. Some boxes are nearly empty as it is. Okay, brackets are all painted, pulleys. 2 light coats of semi-gloss black and 1 medium coat, and looking not too bad. The sandblasting was a giant pain, but especially on these engine brackets here, because there's so many nooks and crannies in them you can't really even see in this light. But just the same, I'm glad this is done. There's still more stuff to do. To figure out what I'm going to do with the intake. I might just clean it up and just use it as is. But yeah, so the brackets are done. Yeah, here's the intake. One bad thing I noticed about it, I noticed it when I was taking it off and I wasn't sure what to make of it, but the tab on the front passenger side corner is broken off. Not sure what to do about that, if I should just ignore it or not. That's the way it was when it came off the truck, so obviously it hadn't caused them any trouble at that time. As well, there's a lot of almost like tarry deposits inside the intake passages and all that. I'm not sure what that's from. Like if that's just some blowback from the engine or what. But it's almost like black sooty oil, unless it was drawing some in from the crankcase ventilation. I don't know. Weird. And since tonight's update is turning into a random series of thoughts here, here's the alternator off the truck, or off the van. That bolt snapped off. Doesn't want to turn. So tomorrow I'm going to weld this nut on and see if I can get it to loosen up then. Usually the heat will break it loose, and that gives you something to turn, obviously, when you're trying to remove the bolt. I'm not sure if this alternator is going to be worth doing anything with, because, well, sounds a little noisy. So anyways, the bolt will have to come out for it to go back as a core anyways. I think they get a little grumpy if you have the snapped off bolts in your core, but then again, who knows. So there we go. That's the update for tonight.